Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to THESPIANWERX with Anthony Velvet Hall. I, of course, am Anthony Velvet Hall. As you know, all the world is a stage, but not everything on the stage is the same. So I get all the players on the stage to get on the stage or away from the stage and tell you exactly what's going on with them. And today, I have somebody I've definitely been waiting to have on my show for a hot minute. And trust me, you are definitely going to enjoy her. Believe me when I tell you. All right. So I'm going to bring her on right now and give her the introduction that she so richly deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady here, if you can think of any accolade to possibly give somebody that is business related, it serves her right. Author, curator, boss setter, a serial entrepreneur, and a whole host of others. She is. I wouldn't even call her a Jill of all trades. I just call her a boss setter because that's what she is. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the CEO of Mimi All Over Productions, the one, the only Michelle Lovett. How you doing, sister?
Hi, brother. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, doing real good. Like I said, I definitely want to have you on my show. And first and foremost, congratulations on the Urban CEO award that you got recently. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you, Anthony, for having me on your show. It's my pleasure, and it's been a minute, but I'm here now. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Michelle thought enough of me to have me included in her Life, Love, and Lockup series, Volume 2. Me and a series of other brothers talking about life situations and how they changed us and how we got through them. There's the book right there. The book has 3 volumes, uh, as we know right now. And Michelle, just tell us briefly, well, not even briefly, because this is all about you. This is all about you. Tell us
Oh,
where tell us where the inspiration from Life, Love, and Lockup came from, starting from the very first volume.
well, I tell the story often. Um, I was just living my normal life and actually dealing with this sickness that they call lupus. I was going through it in the first stages. I knew nothing about lupus, and I was actually at that time dating a guy that was. I actually like fell for this guy within 3 months, and then he got incarcerated. And I just at that point. My mom had already passed. My brother had already passed. I was just had a serious surgery. So life that's happens, and it happened to me. This is a series of things that can happen in anybody's life. I start by telling people that I was blessed from my mother's womb because the doctors gave me 24 hours to live, but 44 years later today I'm still here. So I don't ever believe anybody's report. I don't trust folks and everything. I put my trust in God, because
Amen.
a friend of mine, JJ, was telling me the other day. She said, I tell people often, go to God about me. So I like that, and I'm starting to include that because it's like, don't ask nobody else. He's the best source. So go to God about me. And I was laying in the bed, and I'm a heavy prayer person. My prayer life is very powerful. And I always say this because it's real. No matter what I do out there in the streets, and that means like clubbing and hanging out with people that people say, well, you all not hang around that person. I kind of look at life like how God did. God, He sat amongst the drunks. He sat amongst the prostitutes, the drug dealers, and these people. And for me, no matter how many accolades, I want to always be that person that can still have the humble and meekness about myself and believe wholeheartedly that maybe, just maybe, I be around those type of people. They'll see something in me. And I always say, God, help that I be decreased and you would increase in me, and people would see a light shining, and it'll draw them to Him. So I will always be that way. And I was praying, and I was like, God, I just don't know what it is I want to do. I know that as a little girl, I did acting. I know that I went to magnet school for theater, but what is it I want to do? I have 2 degrees, well, 3. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to nobody's job because I was heavily depressed from losing my mom and my brother and going through a life changing experience. So God gave me the title. I tell you, and I tell everybody this across the world, people look at me crazy, but I promise you, the man is real. He gave
Mm-hmm.
me this title: Life, Love, and Lockup. Life was happening. I was in love, didn't even understand. I never dated nobody that was incarcerated. Not that I think I'm better than anybody, but I just never did it. And locked up. At that time, I looked at it like, ooh, he locked up. I'm going to see him weekly. I won't even go to a place like that to get a paycheck. And I have a degree in criminal justice, okay? So locked up. I have to be. And then I took it to another level because I'm like, in my mind, so much going on. Yeah, I'm locked up. Then, it's like after my mom passed, a couple months after that, I was in Atlanta. This is like my first time really just really putting it out there. I was in Atlanta and brother, let me tell you, I try to say something new on somebody's show that people never heard. So here you go.
Right. Okay.
And I was at a restaurant and they didn't have a sign that say like no left turn. So I made the left turn. Got behind me, um, said that I had all kinds of things going on. I just will say that because, I always say this. My story, it used to be told, not told. So I'll be used to it. And anyway, um, interview, College Park Jail. And I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm not been in jail. So let me tell you, I went there asking the lady, and I'm a holy breed. I know people gonna be like, this girl is crazy. This is real. I'm just telling the lady, look, and I my purse, I didn't like reverse, like, but said that shows somebody on this show how God is real. Let me tell you, the lady said to me, she said, now Nick, typically we don't do that. But here you go, right? I was able to get myself somebody. And that's unheard of. But let me tell you, that's why I came up with the other title. We have the series, Life of the Lockup. And then each volume have a title to it. Like yours is My Pain Became My Character. Well, volume 3 is called Appointed Angels because I think about people like her, that could have lost her job, but here you go, right? She understood. I didn't know anything about that. And needless to say, let me tell y'all, I went to court for 2 years, and again, Appointed Angels showed up because the case was dropped, and a
Wow.
little girl from Florida City, Florida, made them put a whole sign out there on Old National Park with the Turner Riggs. And he's really big now. He was working with big time, but yeah, they gave me all of the names, and people look at me. Really, I'm doing this series based on my life, and I have to start because I tell people it bothers me when people don't pay attention to people. Like I talk, teenage around 17 that time, that's a lot director. Well, I almost and his wife are angels, because I believe in the power of prayer. Always a ram in the bush. So, he came at the nick of time. I think I was involved in something else at that time. Yeah, people have to wait for that. And I got a text, and it was like, I want to meet with you. Let's talk. I'm like, okay. I had previously known of Coach for a movie that we were supposed to do, but I was already on set. But what I'm telling y'all is, I wouldn't even be where I'm at in this field, this particular field, meaning author, best-selling author 3 times now, curator coach, uh, Trevor Otts. Thank you, gave me that name. But I owe it all to, God first, see Nathaniel Brown. That's who did it. That's who put me on. A lot of times I don't get it. So we can't do nothing on our own. That's God for that. He told you it's impossible. It's important that you link up with the right people. And this saw something in me. I didn't even stuff. So I came up with it, and he gets me about this too. I keep telling him, I let God thank me. So I came up with it because
Hey, are you still here?
I am. You didn't hear me?
I, I hear you, but you keep breaking up every night. Like you'll start talking, and all of a sudden it's like it'll break
I'm
up, then to come
sorry.
back.
Okay.
Are
Is it
you on
good
a? It's good right now,
now?
but I mean, it's from. I got most of what you were saying, but a lot of it was
Oh,
breaking up a bit.
okay. Well, I apologize. You know what?
That's a,
That's one of the things that I talk about, and I have to do it myself.
hmm,
So I have a lot going on, and I'm trying to get my room in there
yeah.
really fixed up and stuff. So I'm just doing this from my phone. So I apologize.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
no problem. I mean, we'll make it work. We're gonna make it do what it do. So we good with that.
Okay. But
All right.
I hope that the part I was saying, I want people to understand that you can't do anything alone. And God has a ram in the bush all the time for you. And what I was saying is I got the title from God, but I wouldn't be where I'm at in these shoes as a best-selling author or curator coach if it wasn't for my coach, C. Nathaniel Brown. So I think it's important that people, pay homage to those that put you on. Let's like they say out there in the street. Well, that's he put me on.
Right. Right. Definitely gotta pay homage to the plug. That
You're
goes
right.
without being said. Got to do that. Now, you also you said that you have a background in acting and in theater. Um, what would you say to date has been the role that you had the most fun playing?
Oh wow. Um. Hmm. I think Sister Girl London's play. Um. When I played Bliss. So for theater, I'd say Sister London play because you said the most fun. And that character, Bliss, was very, very fun to me. As far as movies, I would say for Ellis, see Nathaniel Brown movie. For Ellis, it's a short film, but the character really fit me. So, I mean, it was fun to me.
I got you. I got you. Now, you are the CEO of Mimi All Over Productions. Serial entrepreneur. You are. When you're talking about your business moving forward with all the things you've done and all the things you're doing, what do you have, I guess, long range goals for your business?
I do. Um, I look at things, Anthony, I'll be very honest with you. I know in hindsight, people, I would say like those that view me, they're like, dang, the girl is all over. And truly I am. And that's why I name myself that. Like I used to just really be all over doing everything, you know, but I realized I narrowed it down and yeah, there's everything that I do now, there's long term goals with it. All of it.
Absolutely. That's definitely good to hear. Now, you if I'm not mistaken, you are doing something with healthcare products, not healthcare, but I guess wellness and fitness products. Could you give us a little more information on that?
Yes. It was 2015 or 16. I always get it mixed up. But again, I was battling really bad with this new disease I had never heard of called lupus. And a Sarah of mine, Candy Parker, introduced me to a company called Total Life Changes. Um, I started to drink the tea and the NutriBurst, and at the time I was taking NRG. um, I started to feel like I couldn't live without the NutriBurst. And it actually, those products helped me to get off of pharmaceutical medicines. Everybody knows that when you have lupus, they put you on all kind of medicine. And I had other underlying issues. So they had me on a plethora of medicines. I mean, especially like what are those things? Narcotics. And I was like heavily addicted to them. I mean, I just couldn't move without taking them. So I started doing, it's called in one world, multi-level marketing. But for me, I call it, listen, helping others get to where they're trying to get to, and get off of the pharmaceutical medicine. That's $1 billion business and some. So, and it's not healthy for us. Um, no matter how you look at it. So I started in that company. The money is the truth after me because I used to say laugh at my dad because he used to tell me I could sell anything. So I got that penny a month. I was stacking up. But last year, Erica, one of my friends, came to buy a free book reveal, and she said, to get back in DLC. And I was in my life, I'm like already over. But so that I offer a product. It didn't matter what company I would take products, looking at to take pharmaceutical medicine. So I got back to TLC, linked up everything was basically, doing us and people, and quickly went the ranks. But still today, I still do TLC because I learned a long time ago not to hop, hop, hop. It's like stick with what you know. So I still do TLC, but I adopted it and kind of like brought it into my own company because I started to, oh my goodness, I started to sell. So, body shapers, and it's not just for women, we have them for men as well. And I said, I might as well pair the two together. So, as I opened up Bosses and Bossettas, up under there, I made it like a business and like up under this umbrella is Pull It All Together Shapers. So, on that website, pullitaltogethershapers.com, you find the products and of TLC that helps me in my everyday life. And then I've seen up that um, what you were asking full term. So yes, see, for me, I watch what's going on, and I always I'm just a leader. So I said, I just give me distributors for my other. I'll still stay over there in TLC at that check too. See, it's important for me to have several streams of income. And for me, I don't care who don't get it. I honestly, Anthony, I know I look like, dang, but Michelle, you all over. But let me tell you something. When I go to Miami and I'm going there just to like check on my dad, God blesses me tremendously with the shapers, the business, the products I'm taking from TLC. And God keeps telling me he getting ready to put a whole product of Michelle, Mimi, out there real soon too. See, that's how I do it. So it can look like all over, and I want it to. I'm grabbing checks from all over.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to hear right there. Grabbing checks from all over, and anybody that knows anything knows that. I mean, like, and it's good to hear that because I was definitely going to ask you a question. Now I'll get to that, but let me just say this: it's very important for all those who don't really know to have more than one stream of income. uh, it's also very important to have an independent stream of income because everybody, a lot of people got jobs and a lot of people do the 9 to 5 thing, and for some people it's a career or whatever. But it's always important to be able to have or establish an independent source of income. So, having asked
So
that,
true. And it's like, yes, that's very true.
mhm. So having said that, let me ask you this question: what point in your life sparked the interest in being an entrepreneur?
Um, like I said earlier, I just didn't give all the details. I had worked for several banks, Anthony, out of college, and Wachovia was my last bank, which is now Wells Fargo. I moved to Atlanta actually for Wachovia as a investigator for the bank. When my mother died, it was just like I couldn't take anymore. At that time, they put me back into the branches because they found out that not only was I a conversion specialist before becoming an investigator, but as a bank manager, I would always be number one. I would go to branches and turn them around. So at that point, again, like I just told you, I watched things. So after losing my mom, I was like, you know what? If I can do all of these great things for this company that I'm helping gain all this money, I'm getting all of my resources, all of my people up, then I can do it for myself. And okay, I keep it real. I was at Blue one night, so at the club, and like 41 years old, I guess. And I was like, what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to work. My niece was like, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, I'm not going to work no more. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna become a manager. Like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to manage independent artists and I'm gonna promote them and then I'm just gonna leave the rest up to God. And Anthony, that's what I did. I didn't know nothing about managing no independent artists. I mean, I'm telling you, I was putting people out there. One today always give me credit. Andrea Nicole, great, great, great singer. Polo, the Don, Rich Greg. I can name superhuman. I can name a couple of them, and my name just began to get out there. And my company at the time, it was called Me Me ENT. So I'm going to clubs and they, Me Me ENT in the building. I'm getting out there not even knowing. But all I knew is that I wasn't going to the club no more, spending no more of my bread and not getting a check. Like that
Right.
wasn't gonna happen. So I did that for about 2 years, but then again, I started getting at first, and I'm like, more money going out, coming in. And they don't too much. So I went back to the drawing board, and I'm like, what is it that I can do? And I started doing my acting, and that's when I did that. And while I was acting, I ended up having a really clear. At that time, the doctors gave me 6 months leave, and at that
Oh
point,
wow.
yeah, it always gets me. So I'm sorry, but I started back taking,
I understand.
I started back taking my products, and you know, my niece Tiffany and her husband at the time, they both of them would come and just kind of like nurse me back to health, and I got myself back together, and I just because at that time I was really isolated from the world, my family, friends, everybody, because I didn't understand what I was going through. All I knew was my mom had died a year later, my brother, um, I had to have a total hysterectomy. I'm looking like, why? Now I know why, because another year later, they tell me I have lupus, and that was the issue. It was lupus. It wasn't, anything else. Like, so I had a whole surgery for no reason, basically. But I always tell you that story will come soon. Um, and I just thought about, like, what I get, I'm gonna do. So I just went back into acting. Was in everybody's play. Just kept thinking, okay, now my job is done because I've helped everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. Circulate your money, because that's the form of circulating your money. I'm in your show. You're not really paying, and then I'm selling tickets, so I'm helping you, and then I'm helping myself at the same time. And again, I'm a leader, so at that point, I'm thinking, what am I gonna do next? I started my own trucking company. It was called Team Up Trucks, and so ran that for about a good year, and stacked up my money, closed the company, um, and did my acting, and then there was a show called Women on the Rise. I got in that, and then I ended up doing a collaboration book with them called Women on the Rise All Access Atlanta. And I thought, that was a great idea. Now I'm going to go ahead and I had already started Life, Love, and Lockup before um, collaborating with you guys. And I often put the pictures up and everything, but I just didn't know how I wanted to do it. See, when I first started on that project, on the Rise and all that, I was going to do it like a reality show. And like, they would just be following because I was doing big boy things. My while our mates were a lot, but it wasn't time. And I didn't see that. I see it now today. It wasn't time. And I asked God to order my, so God did that. And then he brought my appointed angels, see Nathaniel Brown, my coach. And I said, Coach, I do want to do a book, but like, I believe in helping people so much. I want to collaborate first. I already know who I want to go grab. I promise you. He's like, all right, go ahead. And it went from there. So I didn't know about being no best-selling author. I crack up laughing because people back home be like, geez, you're doing all this. And to me, Anthony, I'm keeping it 1,000 a night. I don't even see none of this. I just be like, thank you, God. I just want to help people. That's the real deal. And then God, he fixed it up so good. He put my coach who thinks like just like me, just want to help people. So, and it just went from there. I just my dad and my mom, they were entrepreneurs, but they had 9 to 5s as well. And I just know I can't like live my life with all the things that I have going on, working at sometimes I have to work all night. Who's gonna build home?
Are you still here? I got most of what you said, but you were breaking up.
You should have stopped me. Sorry. Yes, I'm here. This is the worst. I'm so sorry. Listen, what we'll have to do is, uh, because I'm big on people brands. So
Right,
what we'll
right.
have to do is when I get it all set up, which will be, in another week or so,
Uh,
you know, ask me back and let's do it the right
yeah,
way.
yeah. We'll definitely get it done. We'll definitely get it done again. So, with that being said, let me ask you this: where can people find you on social media?
So on Facebook, it's author Michelle Lovett, and Instagram, it's Mimi all over and the number two. So MEMEALLOVER and the number two. You can go to my website, which is www.lifeloveandlockup.com. I'm on Twitter as Mimi all over. Um, pull it all together, pull it together, shapers.com. So there's several ones. I think that there is a comment section. I'll type them in for you down there at the bottom so that
Okay.
people can get it clear.
Cool. 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 Absolutely. Well, difficulties aside, it's always good talking to you, and we'll get all this stuff straightened out, and we'll do this again. We definitely will. Yeah, we definitely got a lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Thespian Works with Anthony Velvet Hall. I want to thank my guest, Michelle Lovett, for being on with me tonight. And yeah, these things happen. But we'll get together and everybody remember those three things I always tell you. All right. Life is short, death is certain, and be sure to love on the people God gives you because one day He's going to want them back. All right. Peace and love.